Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of International Soccer Break. I'm your host, Sahil. Happy New Year. We're taking a little bit of a break because we got a lot of soccer coming up right now. So everyone had a nice vacation. I'm here with Rahi and Roy. Roy, you were in Argentina, right? That's where you were at?
I was in Argentina, and let me tell you, the number one most beautiful sight I saw in Argentina. Keep in mind, I went to Patagonia, I went to Mendoza, I went to Buenos Aires, saw the Andes Mountains. The most beautiful sight were the hundreds, if not thousands, of Miami Messi jerseys. Everywhere you look, my friends, MLS jerseys in Argentina. We have broken through, boys. MLS in Argentina. That's what I'm talking about.
And yet you decided to wear your Galaxy jersey while you were traveling through Argentina, it seems.
Yes, I did.
Interesting choice, Roy. Interesting choice.
Contrarian. I like to be a contrarian. I like to be different.
So for everyone out there, just the introduction to the new year, to the channel. This particular episode is the Onside Offside version where I debate a topic with these two illustrious gentlemen. And today's topic of the day, we'll get into it. But before I get there, if this sounds interesting to you, please go ahead and like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, comment, send us a telegram, send us a pigeon, do whatever you want, but get involved with the conversation this year. This is a big year for soccer, football, whatever you want to call it. So let's get into it, boys. Okay, so before I actually get to the topic, let's just talk a little. Roy, why don't you take us down memory lane for yesterday, actually, and what you experienced here for the viewers. Explain what this is.
What are we looking at?
This here, my friends, for those who have been to an MLS match, you know it is accessible. You know, if you want to take the family out to a sports match, you want to watch some high-intensity, fun soccer in your town, you could probably get by with $150 for the family of four. You get a hot dog for everyone. You get a ticket for everyone. That was not the case yesterday when I got in the queue to buy a ticket to the home opener for the LA Galaxy.
Who are they playing, Roy? Who are they playing in the home opener?
I don't know. I have no idea who they're playing. Is it Colorado? Are they playing
Maybe.
Colorado? Mikhailovic is back in town. Yeah,
Toronto FC. Maybe it's a Toronto FC. That
Toronto?
storied franchise.
Bernardeschi in Toronto.
I think people are losing the sarcasm. Why don't you just go ahead and tell us what's going on here?
I hope they're not losing the sarcasm. So it's LA Galaxy home opener versus Messi, Suarez, Jordi Alba, Sergio Busquets, and Miami. Inter Miami. So I waited in line. Very excited. I see the little icon moving along the chart there. And I'm almost there. I'm 60% there, 70% there. I'm just rubbing my hands together. I can't freaking wait. And then I hear the ping. They let me into the ticketing room. And I start looking at the shelves. Here are the shelves here. Start looking at the prices. The cheapest seat in the stadium was $422, my friends. This screenshot here is the upper right corner of the stadium. A ticket that normally cost $22.
Upper right corner is a great sight lines, right? Arguably the best ticket in the stadium. Upper right corner, you know.
It's the worst.
You're nearly on the 405, I think, at this point, right?
Yeah, that's the other side of this picture is the 405.
For those who don't live in the U.S., it's one of the worst freeways in the country, and that's basically your view here. So.
Yep, that's the view you're getting. They essentially set up a table for you at the KFC across the street, and they charge you $490. So that's what you're paying for here. And I'm having a hard time with this, my friends. I'm having a hard time.
So let's get into, based on Roy's wonderful experience yesterday, let's get into the onside offside topic of the day is MLS ticketing for Messi games where they're doing some definite price, I don't know what you want to call it. I'm not even get into it, but is it criminal? Onside or offside, boys?
Go for it, Rahi.
This is an easy one. Roy, you didn't ask me why I'm so dressed up today.
I was going to ask you. I had a nice joke about you getting a new job as a waiter somewhere, but I don't know. Is this a new 2024 thing for Rocky? What is this?
I'm trying to afford a single ticket to watch an MLS game involving Inter Miami. I've taken on multiple jobs. I've realized I need to be more professional. I'm interviewing as much as I can because there's no way
Wow.
I'm going to be able to afford these tickets if I don't step it up. You know what I
You got to
mean?
get the job now because that
Yeah.
first paycheck's going to take at least 2 weeks. So you got to lock down that job in the next 2 weeks, my friend.
Yes. I'm
Get on it.
interviewing for a job after this, man. The
Yeah, I
KFC across the
suggest
street
a
is hiring, man,
tie,
because that
by the
thing's going to
way.
be packed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I-
You're going to need a tie, Rocky. The no tie is no job. And fix your hair. Put a little gel in it. You might.
Okay,
you
thank
might,
you for those suggestions, Roy. Another suggestion
look a
you've
little
made to me
better.
over the recent past is, Rahi, you need to love MLS, support MLS. You are not invested in American soccer because you don't care as much about MLS as I do. You're not a proud supporter of this great league. Now, over the past couple months, not only has MLS decided that they don't want to compete in the US Open Cup, which is important, an important tournament in this country. They decided that MLS is above that all of a sudden. But now they are extorting fans. Roy, do you want to know how much I paid to go see the World Cup in 2022? About a fourth of that price to see a game involving Argentina and Netherlands, one of the greatest games in World Cup history. And now you're telling me I have to pay $490 to watch Messi, yes, play against the LA Galaxy? The LA
Why do you
Galaxy.
say LA Galaxy like that? Why are you using that tone when saying the LA Galaxy? What is that? You
the
are
LA Galaxy.
no.
For
Don't
me,
like your tone, Rocky.
this is incredibly insensitive to the fans, and it reminds me of exactly what I felt when this move was made, that it was all about filling the coffers of MLS, filling the coffers of the owners, of the media partners. This had very little to do with developing the game in this country, very little to do with promoting this sport in the way it needs to, developing youth talent. This is clearly a problem, folks.
Okay, so you're onside, Roy. By the way, you got to see Messi. You got to see Messi, right? That was a Messi game you saw.
Correct.
in the World
I
Cup,
saw
yeah.
Messi for much less than that.
Yeah. All right, Roy.
I
what you got?
also went to the World Cup in Russia, and I
Yeah.
paid about $160 to see Messi against Nigeria. It was one of the Argentina's worst World Cups, but I got to see him. It was a wonderful game.
They
and I
won that
paid
game.
About
They did.
a third of
Marcos
cheapest.
Rojo.
Yep, Mr. Marcos Rocco in the
All right.
87th minute. Glorious.
Yeah. So Roy, what
But
you got? Onside,
let-
offside.
Let me give you my view here. I'm going to go offside. This is offside for me. The reason is MLS has to do things that other leagues don't have to do. We are not a top league in this country. Simply put, we cannot sell out games for virtually any team in the league, even top teams in this league, like LA Galaxy, LAFC, Seattle Sounders, Portland Timbers. None of those teams are actually regularly on a consistent basis year after year selling out their games. Tickets throughout the year are cheap. You could get into any MLS game in this country, $40. Good seats. You're on the field. Every seat is great unless it's in a football stadium, which are very few teams. But for the instance, the Galaxy, the worst seat in the stadium is probably better than your World Cup ticket, Rocky. Probably worlds better than yours. Worlds better than mine. You get upper corner, you're still right on the field in front of those players. So with that said, MLS tickets are cheap. They're always cheap.
Yep.
This is one chance to make a bit more money from a game. They have the world's greatest player, the most sought after ticket in the world, and you want them to charge $22 for the game. As a fan, yes, of course I'm pissed off. Of course I'm pissed. But as a business-minded person, as someone who understands supply and demand, who understands you have the number one asset in the world when it comes to soccer, and you're going to charge $22?
No one's saying charge $22, Roy,
My
but
friend, you're going to charge what people are willing to pay. Some people are going to hate it. Most people are going to hate it. All people are going to hate it, but you're going to pay the money. I'm going to buy a ticket. My friends are going to buy a ticket. We're going to have the time of our lives watching Messi. Are we happy we have to pay that? No. But it's the way business works. It's capitalism. It's accepted.
Yeah,
We
I'm.
it should have been $18.
I'm not happy with it, so I'm gonna go with Rahi on this one. I'm gonna go onside because I am probably not going to watch a Messi game. I mean, it just puts some people right out of the ability to go attend games. And I think for growing the league as a whole, right, it's you want people to go see these games, right, and it prices
100%.
out a lot of people who are not that necessarily. The only people who are going to go are people who are maybe peripheral fans and celebrities and this kind of thing, or people who are like, oh, I got to see Messi once and that's the only time I'm ever going to see soccer, so I'll pay the $500, right? I don't know.
Are they ever going to watch the Galaxy play again? Probably not.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But,
Who knows?
Anyhow.
This is not a long-term view. That's my point.
But we're fighting against something that's bigger than MLS, something that's bigger than the Galaxy, bigger than any team. This is the way things work in this country. That's what
capitalism. We should have a whole episode on capitalism 101.
We want to talk about capitalism because this is across industries.
Why not a lottery, Roy? Why not a lottery like the World Cup? I mean, the tickets weren't cheap, but it's a lottery. It feels much more equitable, feel much more fair.
Sure, we could have done a different path and made the tickets more reasonable, but still, at the end of the day, MLS paid incredible sums of money for this player. They're going to try to get their money back. As much as it sucks for fans, as much as it sucks for growing the game and getting everyone who wants to be there a chance to be there, it is what it is. It's the way things work. I'm not going to cry and scream about it because we're not changing it, and it's not an MLS thing.
We'll have a capital discussion next time. But anyway, I think we can still say it. Happy New Year to everyone. I think this is about the last time we can say it. A lot coming up on the channel. We got some Asian Cup coverage for you fans out there. You know, we'll probably touch on some other topics. The U.S. has got a huge game coming up with an awesome roster that we're going to talk about. If you didn't catch the sarcasm, please do. And in the meantime, I will turn it over to Roy because we're talking about Messi, who is putting tons of money, taking it from us and putting it into the pockets of MLS. So Roy, finish with your catchphrase, as you always say. Keep watching the beautiful game, and vamos,
Messi, carajo. I dream of seeing you in person in LA. I hope I will get the chance to. Vamos, Messi.